صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم
صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Thank you for your patience for the delay. Before we get started with the speech this evening, we actually have a nice Jeopardy trivia game planned for the group here. You can work together as a team. So maybe if you want to find a neighbor that you'd like to work with, we're going to pull it up here on the screen soon. And yeah, you'll. Actually, can a couple of people in the back dim the lights in the front for me so we can see the screen a little better, please? On the brothers and sisters side. Yes. She's going to do Quran. Yeah, right before the speech. Because we're gonna, yeah. So inshallah, let me give everyone the agenda for this evening. We're gonna play Jeopardy here. Hopefully, this should take about 20, 30 minutes. If it goes longer than that, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop then. Then we'll begin with Quran, and and then have the Sheikh. The speech by Sheikh Modarres, and after the speech from Sheikh Modarres, I'm sorry, and during, let me start over again. During Jeopardy, apologize everyone, I'm a little confused tonight. So after Jeopardy, we'll begin the speech, and we have lots of fun activities planned for the kids upstairs that will happen concurrent with the speech. So kids can hang out with us right now here during the fun for the trivia, and during the speech. They can go upstairs for a lot of great fun activities, which Brother Ali will announce afterwards. Okay, so the way that the Jeopardy is going to work is we will, actually, so Abbas, if you can reset it, let's limit it to, because we don't have a buzzer. It's going to have to be basically raised.
Brothers versus sisters, and raise your hand and call on a different person every time.
Yeah, we can do that.
Also,
Actually, I would hope.
so you can call him out. You can get you. He has my
Good, thank you. Sure.
Okay. So actually. Okay. Okay. So I think the best way that the easiest logistical way we can do this without a buzzer is, I think we're just going to do brothers versus sisters, because I won't be able to tell. I won't be able to tell who has their hands raised first. So the way we're gonna go is so you can on each side you can only answer the question once. You can only answer one question. So we're not gonna let this either the brother or the sister that like knows the whole board, they're not going to pull it out for the team, right? So you can only answer one question. Actually, if you're going to answer the question, you got to come a little closer. Yeah, we're just gonna do that so we can get through it quickly. And I think just for the sisters, we'll let the sisters control the board first. So who would like to choose a category? Someone who wants to go? Or I'm passing to the brothers if I. Oh, there we go. All right. Fast facts for 100. Let's go. Oh, Bismillah, Sheikh Modarres, please. I don't know if you'd like to come and join me up here at the front. You can also help me. All right. Is everybody ready? Inshallah. So maybe I may let you control the board. You can decide who sees. Bismillah. Yeah, come over. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Fast facts for 100. You have to read it. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Brothers and sisters, anyone know the answer? I don't see a hand. Okay, Minhal. The year mercy rained down on the earth.
What is the year 570 AD?
Okay, what is the year 570 AD? Is that correct? Yes. So this was the year that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born. Anything else to add to that, Sheikh Modarres? No?
Also known as the year of the elephant or Amul Fil. Yep, that's it.
All right, Minhal, pick. So either brothers or sisters can answer. Just raise your hand. I'm looking to see who raises their hand first. You can only answer one question. So don't worry, sisters. Minhal won't be answering any more questions. Oh, sorry. You're trying to get by? Yes. Sorry. Okay, pick. His beautiful titles for 300. Let's go. Despite the fact, I'm looking. I couldn't hear you. As-Sadiq Al-Amin. I didn't even have a chance to read the question, so I'm assuming that's right. Okay, is that correct? As-Sadiq Al-Amin. Let's see.
Despite the fact that
Al-Amin. Okay,
yes.
Good. MashaAllah.
Yeah, I'll try to help you because I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, read the question before. I don't know. Sisters.
You focus on that. I'll focus on the answer. Sure. I'll help you. Yeah.
You heard with that? Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll read the question. Okay, so Sister Zainab, pick one. In the Quran for 100, the first revelation is contained in this surah. Nope.
No, that's.
Oh, no, you're not. Come on, brothers, sisters. Oh, Jawad? But you're going to be for the brothers. No, I'm just kidding. What is it? What is it? What's that one? Al-Ala? Okay. Good. Surat Al-Ala. Okay, good. MashaAllah. Very good. All right, sisters are taking the lead. Pick up, Jawad, pick a square. So by proxy, his sister Zainab, as his mom, you can't answer any more questions either. So pick one. Come on. as a proxy by his mom, you can't answer any more questions. Come on, quick, pick one. Oh, big money. Okay, Quran, in the Quran for 500. Let's go. Up in the Quran for 500. Two of the four surahs in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions his beloved by name. Okay. Two of the four. Surah Muhammad and Surah Taha. Is that correct?
Again, at this moment, I don't recall either.
All right, let's see, inshallah.
Put me on the
Let's
spot.
see the
I do
answer.
not
Let's see the
recall.
answer. So Surah Muhammad and
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
Taha.
Taha,
It was Al-Fat. Okay, and
Father,
Ahzab.
Ahzab, and Al Imran.
Al Imran. I don't remember the verse in Al Imran that has Rasulullah's name. I don't remember.
ما ك- that's Ahzab.
Okay.
ما كان أبا محمد. That's Surah Al-Ahzab. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
know. So it's okay. So, oh yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, we're doing minus if you get it wrong. Yes. Yes. This is Jeopardy. This is Jeopardy. Oh, sorry. Hey, he's gonna fix it. Abbas is gonna fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, you did the wrong side, Abbas. Okay. But we still control the board. So yeah, that's right, brothers. So we got, if you get it wrong, this is Jeopardy. It goes minus. All right, Haidar. But you answered, so you control the board. Pick next. Huh? Yeah, you got it. But still, just pick. Fast Facts 500. Let's go.
Another
We're going for the
500?
big money. She was as a mother to the Prophet. I think
A sister was.
no, but you can't answer more than once. That was tricky. It was either Hyder or
Okay.
yeah, no, you can't answer again. So remember, if you already answered a question, don't raise your hand again. You're confusing me, okay?
A sister
So
here.
okay. All right. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to his sister. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
hard.
I think
All right,
it's-
should we give it to the younger person first? What do you think? Or, no, she.
No, it's not gonna happen.
And Klaus is going for blood. She doesn't want to. Okay, go for it, Sister Klaus. Yes. Yeah, was as a mother.
So,
So, okay. The answer is Halima.
okay,
Sayyidah Fatima.
you gave up on me. Didn't even ask me.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
gave up on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, yeah,
Was
it's
as-
Abiha, like the mother of her father, right?
But that is a tricky question. I think she was
Yeah.
interpreting it Halima, right?
Yeah,
As the-
Halima was a. Yeah.
Sheikh Modarres is providing some additional explanation
No,
on
no,
this.
Halima was known to be the wet nurse. So the one who has the title of being like a mother was Fatima to Zahra. Salam alayha. Yep.
Okay. Wow. So
Yeah.
it looks like we're all right. We're both in the negative. All right. Let's go. Sister Klaus, go ahead and select the next. His beautiful titles for 400. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declares, were it not for you, I would not have created the universe, it's unsurprising that he would give him this title. No, but you can't give him the answer. No, Minhal, you can't give him the answer. No.
They're lost.
No. So, yes. Who is Habib Allah? Oh, who is Al-Mustafa? This one's tricky, huh? Okay.
I did not make this.
Yeah, we didn't make the question. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Actually, yes. So sisters, because we have more people joining, alhamdulillah, coming, and we want to make space for all the little people. If you guys could actually scoot up a bit more to the front, let's fill in the front row here, so we have enough. And actually, brothers, there's a lot of room up here. If we could go ahead and scoot up, so that we have room for people still coming.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
You need more? Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're in that closet. I think they're.
Okay. Rida, select the next square.
وما محمد إلا رسول قد خلت من قبل الرسل أفإن مات. That's in Al Imran. It is in Al.
He said sayings for 100. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to 100. All right, sayings of Rasulullah for 100. Also, the last one, the brothers, Rida, yeah. So we
Another
actually
negative,
went -4. All right.
We're getting there together.
That's all right.
so-
That's all right. We're gonna get out of this hole. The Holy Messenger summarized his mission thusly. Okay, I saw Muhammad Fakhruddin first.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't hear that.
So makarim al-akhlaq, that's what brother said.
Okay.
I think that's what it should be. Yes.
Yeah, for
yes.
Makarim al-Akhlaq. Good, mashallah. All right. We're back in the positive.
Jazakallah. Negative 700. We got it.
All right, Muhammad, select the next square. I couldn't. Okay. Location. 500. All right, remember, guys, think carefully. Where the Prophet switched directions. Yeah? Okay, sister. Yeah, so it says where the Prophet. So where? Masjid Qatar? Okay. I don't know. You got to read the question. Where the Prophet switched directions. All right. The answer?
Dhu qiblatain or qiblatain. Yes.
Yeah.
Was that the answer?
No. She didn't say.
Okay.
She didn't say Masjid Qiblatain.
I did not hear.
She said where he switched it from. Just to clarify. So she said she mentioned Masjid al-Aqsa, which is.
Yeah.
So you want to clarify?
No, so this is the masjid that Prophet did one salat in one direction and the other in dhuhr in one direction, which was Masjid al-Aqsa. And then the ayah came to change the direction. He did the asr toward Kaaba. But it still exists, this masjid, Dhu Qiblatain still exists, inshallah. When you go for Hajj, you'll be able to visit.
So tough questions, everyone. All right. Jannah, select the next. His beautiful titles for 500. Everyone's going to think carefully now. Actually, I can't. People use this title as evidence of there being alien life or multiple universes. I saw Brother Dawood.
That's what comes to my mind, but again, I'm learning with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so the answer given was I didn't hear it.
Rahmatan lil alameen.
Rahmatan lil alameen.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Jazakallah.
We're less negative. Rahmatan lil alameen. All right, Brother Dawood.
Sorry, just to elaborate why.
Yes.
Again, it's very subjective that this is evidence of aliens or. Yeah, I don't think, again, that's really something that from tradition comes, but Rahmatan lil Alameen means the mercy for the worlds. So they say what it means, Alameen, what plural of that? Some say it means jinn and ins, some means that it's the malakut and dunya, and as well as different layers. I don't think we can limit Allah's creation just to our existence. As there's Imam Baqir alayhi salam hadith that before Adam alayhi salam there were thousands of Adams, so we're not the only creation of Allah. Allah knows better. But these aliens that you see, they're mostly creation of our fictional imagination. No, not those.
So you said sayings of Rasulullah? Sayings of Rasulullah for 300. Rasulullah compares himself to his predecessor to explain his successorship. You can't answer again.
Yes.
Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hadith al-Manzila, right?
Yeah, so the answer is Prophet Musa. Yes.
Who is Nabi Musa,
Yes.
yeah. He is to me. Okay, good. We got that one right.
Yes.
Yeah, so just all right, yeah, to help me, because I'm trying to look out of my peripheral vision. So yes, if you already answered a question, don't raise your hand again. We got to go again. All right. Ali, next.
Continue. Oh.
Location for 200. Home to the Aus and Khazraj. Don't raise your hand. You can't. You didn't tell him the answer, right? No. Okay.
No,
They had their hand up first. Yeah. Okay, so Ahmad. Yeah. So what is Medina? What is Medina? Yes. Yathrib. Okay. Actually, Sheikh Modarres, if you don't mind, if maybe you read the question and then I'll keep an eye out to see who raises their hand first.
I think that's what I was trying to say. I think I
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah.
That actually works better. Yeah.
All right,
Apologize.
who got
All
the
right.
last one right?
Bismillah.
We
so
brothers.
Brothers. Okay, thank you.
Okay, location for 100. Let's go. Oh, about location for 100.
The religion was completed here.
Yeah. Go ahead. At Ghadir Qum.
Yes.
Yes, Ghadir. MashaAllah.
Brothers.
Brothers, all right.
Brothers, +1. Which square would you like? Which square? Oh, pick next. Okay. Beautiful
Which
tie
one?
for 200? Okay. His beautiful titles for 200.
Although it is disputed how many grown children Rasulullah had, nobody argues that he lost several children, including this one. What? Disputed how many?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know. Oh, I think they raised. Do you guys? I think. Qasim? Okay. Qasim. Yes, mashallah.
Very good.
Sisters,
Sisters.
plus 200. Yes, very good. All right. Sister, select a square. And we're going to we may not finish. Let's see. We'll get about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm sorry. Oh, Quran 400. Okay, in the Quran for 400.
In the Quran 400. The surah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consoles Rasulullah when a disbeliever rides him for lack of sons.
I think he had his. Go ahead, Ali.
Surah Al-Kawthar.
Surah Al-Kawthar.
Inna shani'aka
Yeah, I was
huwa-
watching. He had it first. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. Select
Choose.
next. Fast Facts 200.
Just as Imam Ali alayhi salam safeguarded and doted upon Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the person safeguarded and doted upon Abdullah alayhi salam.
Oh, no, you already answered. No, you already answered. No, you can't tell the answer to someone else. No, it's got to be someone new.
He recognized.
And don't. I mean, no. If you guys are telling Hyder, then no. No, I hear you guys talking. No. Okay. Abu Talib, yes? That's your answer? All right, if you guys. Okay, Abu Talib. All right, guys, mashallah. Good job, sister. Yeah.
If sisters answered, 2 of them, you.
Yes, so you gave the sisters that one? Okay. This will be the last question. We probably won't be able to finish the board. Oh yes. What's the last question you'd like? Sayings of Rasulullah. Okay, this is it. Big money. Sayings of Rasulullah for 500.
This was the Prophet's advice and example for how to be the best.
Patience.
There are so many khayrukum.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is one of them, yes. But
What is the best?
the best of you is the one who's best to his family, basically.
All right. MashaAllah. Very good job. Everyone, let's please recite aloud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Wa ali Muhammad. Okay, inshallah. You guys, thank you so much for playing. Thank you for, hope you had fun. We're gonna, inshallah, get transitioned into the main program here now. But before I pass the mic over to Ali to share some announcements about this evening, if you guys can turn the lights on in the back. I just want to make a general announcement, housekeeping announcement. Shh. This actually is one of the most important announcements of the evening. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone here, please help us keep the center clean tonight. We have a lot of young people. I have young people myself. Young people and old people alike a lot of times make mess. Let's try to, if you see a mess, please help us clean it up, both upstairs and downstairs, and try to, let's, inshallah, everyone treat the center as you would your own home this evening, and we'll, try not to allow too much food or mess to happen as best we can, inshallah. So without further ado, let me pass it up.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, alhamdulillah, and may Allah bless you all on this beautiful occasion of the birth of the Prophet. Inshallah, we're going to start the program with one of the sisters is going to recite Quran for us, Sister Inaya, inshallah. تفضل بسم الله. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عبس وتولى أن جاءه الأعمى وما يدريك لعله يزكى وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى فأنت عنه تلهى كلا إنها تذكرة فمن شاء ذكره في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة كرام بررة قتل الإنسان ما أكفره من أي شيء خلقه من نطفة خلقه فقدره ثم السبيل يسره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم إذا شاء أنشره كلا لما يقض ما أمره فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الصاخة يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Inshallah, one more recitation by another sister. Please invite her with a loud salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Ahsan, please recite one more salawat for both of the sisters. Allah. Okay, inshallah, just a few announcements before we start our speech. Right now, inshallah, during the speech, we're going to have a carnival upstairs, inshallah, for the children. So there's going to be different rooms upstairs, and they're going to have labels on the doors. So some of the, activities include, there's going to be face painting, an art activity, a bingo game, a build challenge, a game room. Inshallah, the kids will have a great time. And once we are done with the program, of course, we're going to break for a dinner, inshallah. But beforehand, there are goodie bags that are going to be handed out for the children, inshallah. And there's also a cake, so I guess leave room for the cake, inshallah. So please, without further ado, help me invite Sheikh Modarres with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I'll take it.
How long is it? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For the honor of Mawlana wa Sayyidina Rasulullah and his immaculate progeny Ahlul Bayt, recite the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Also for hastening return of Imam of our time, ta'ajil in his faraj, recite another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And also for all the volunteers, organizers of these majalis, all the khadimeen and those who make these programs possible, from those who are helping with the children and those who are helping behind the scenes. Some of them are not comfortable with their names being mentioned, but Allah knows who they are. Let's inshallah for their family and their increase of tawfiqat recite another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على حبيب إله العالمين وخاتم النبيين العبد المؤيد والرسول المصدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ziyarat of the Rasulullah and Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam in Madinatul Nabi and their shafa'ah intercession in the day of judgment for the honor of Ahlul Bayt, especially Prophet and Imam al-Sadiq. Recite another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. 17th of Rabiul Awwal is anniversary of the birth of a man that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called him the best of creation, the one who is the highest of the messengers of Allah, and the one who completed the message of 124,000 prophets before him. And also from his descendants comes a man who revived his message, that for years after Prophet's departure, religion of Islam was led by people who are known for their tyranny, for their thirst for power, and those who changed leadership and imamat to khilafat. A man who then we recognize him as the leader of the school of Ahlul Bayt, being the sixth Imam. Why he's known as the teacher or the personality that our madhab, our path is known by him, is because of his dedication and devotion to bring the true message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the true sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family. Because after Prophet, for years, people did not recognize the status of Ahlul Bayt. Imam Ali alayhi salam, for more than 20 years, he did not even get the chance to speak to people freely. He didn't have that public position. For 5 years, when he became the one in charge and power, he dealt with 3 different resistance against him from people within Islam, from the corrupt family members to misguided extremists, to those that all they cared was money and power and making a kingdom for themselves. And came Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam after him, similar, did not get the chance to have access to a pulpit, a member that people can hear the message of Ahlul Bayt. Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam is no exception. We know the tragedy of Karbala. Imam Zain al-Abidin for more than 30 years lived under constant surveillance, to the point that the only way he could mention Ahlul Bayt was in the form of dua and saying Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa alih. Recite the salawat. And it came to the time of Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq that actually our Imams were able to let people know what's kind of knowledge, what kind of divine knowledge that they've been missing for years. And that's why thousands of people across the Muslim world, from Egypt, Abyssinia and Africa to Persia, would travel all the way to Medina to listen to Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam's lessons and benefit from his classes. That's the revival of that message. So it is amazing that even till this day, I've heard just not a very long ago lectures about Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq by Sunni speakers from Algeria, Tunisia, and 45 minutes lecture on the merits and qualities of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. But in order not to be accused of being a Shia, they begin with saying, of course, I'm not a Shia. Of course, I don't believe that they are infallible or ma'soom. But There's so much I can say about him. Calling him afqahun nas. He is the most well-learned scholar in religion. This is the era of Abu Hanifa. This is the era of Imam Malik. This is the era of Imam Shafi. And still Ja'far al-Sadiq is called afqahun nas even right now. Don't forget that we live at an era that being a Shia is associated, being Rafidi, Ghali, is not that easy. Years of propaganda against Ahlul Bayt, against the followers of Ahlul Bayt, had been in play. And after all that, still this message survived. And it comes on a member of someone in Tunisia, it comes someone in Algeria talking about Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. There's only one reason, that Allah promised that the light of Allah will not disappear. Even if all humanity come try to get rid of it, if Allah wants something to survive, Allah will protect that light. So we're inshallah celebrating these two personalities. If I talk about Prophet, it is as if I talk about Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. If I talk about Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, it is as if I talk about Prophet, because Prophet and his family, they promote and preach the same message. Kullukum nurun wahid. They're all the same light. Depending on the need of society, the type of enlightenment they provided for people was different. They made sure, tailored their advices, their lesson based on the needs of people, based on the type of people they're dealing with. And that's the wisdom. The true wisdom is to recognize your audience. You recognize their needs and you recognize their intelligence, their levels and their capacity to receive a message. But the core and the principle of the message is exactly the same thing. That's why Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, in many occasions, he mentioned that people, if I say something, my hadith and my words is from my father. And his word is from his father. And his word is from Imam al-Hussein. And Imam al-Hussein's word is from his father Ali ibn Abi Talib. And his word is from Prophet. So when you hear I say something, that means Qala Rasulullah. It's the same message. What they try to package in the name of Prophet, that's a different story. Because after Prophet, people claim that they know who Prophet was. Muawiyah claimed he knew who Prophet was. Talha and Zubayr, they claim who Prophet was. And Imam Ali claimed that he knew who Prophet was. And we leave it to our understanding of the history of Islam to recognize which report is the most credible and reliable form. It's not that difficult to figure it out. Is the report of someone who believed and his father believed in Islam because he has no other choice is more credible? Or the belief of the one who accepted Islam when nobody else accepted that message? That should not be that big of a dilemma. It's not really, much of a confusion to choose between these personalities. Just saying one more example of how Ahlul Bayt and the Prophet are so intertwined and connected. We have that Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they had the highest level of humility toward Prophet. We heard this, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said this, أَنَا عَبْدٌ مِّنْ عَبِيدِ مُحَمَّدٍ صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. وصلى الله على محمد. Imam Ali said, my honor is that I was one of the servants of Prophet. I served him. I followed him everywhere. And there's a description of him that I followed Prophet everywhere. It's like a calf was walking after its mother for milk. I never felt that I can separate myself from Prophet because I felt the need to be with him to learn from him. And then come that a companion of Imam al-Sadiq by the name of Abu Harun. For a while he didn't come to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. After a while when he showed up, Imam alayhi salam asked him, how is everything? I did not see you for the past few days. Everything is okay. And he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me a child. I was busy with that. And Imam Sadiq congratulated him and asked him, is it a boy or a girl? He said, Allah gave me a son. And Imam Sadiq asked him, what did you name him? He said, I named him Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. It's good that when you hear the name of the Prophet to say it, but in that case, alhamdulillah, we have a 80% Muhammad sitting here. We have to say salawat continuously, right? So, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you're Mo, you miss the salawat, right? Mo's are all due respect to you. I get it, but we need the complete name to get the salawat for it, inshallah. So, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. No offense to any Mo's here, by the way. So we have that when Imam Sallallahu heard the name of the Prophet, he started saying his name and he started whispering his name. Muhammad, Muhammad, Muhammad. And as he was saying it, out of humility and respect, he put his head down. If you've seen in many speeches and lectures, usually the speaker, when they come to the name of the Prophet and everybody recited the salawat for the respect of the name, usually the alim goes a bit down, right? That's the humility that we show as a way at Imam Sadiq, he said the name of the Prophet, and every time he continued bowing down to the point that the narration says Imam was almost close to the floor, to the ground. That is the level of humility of Ahlul Bayt when it comes to Prophet's name. So we have when somebody asks Imam Ali describe me, the messenger of God. You know, in many cases, actually, Imam Ali did describe him. And I will come to a hadith of Imam Ali describing Prophet. But in this case, to teach a lesson, because the answer, as I said, has to be sometime catered for the audience. Depending who's the one who's asking the question. Are they asking it with sarcasm? Are they trying to prove a point? Because sometimes people ask questions, their point is not to learn. Their point is not to, get rid of the confusion. Their point is to put that person who's, the one that is supposed to answer the question on the spot. Oh, I know the answers, but I want to know what you're going to say. That question requires a different kind of answer. Because it doesn't matter how well and eloquent you are, that person's niyat and intention wasn't to learn to begin with. It's like there's some people on social media, they come especially in the form of Islamophobes, right? They have these prepared terms, right? Prophet was this, and Muslims are this. Islam is a religion of sword. Islam did this. Prophet, they have it. And you try to say, okay, you just said an accusation. Let me send you an answer, a paragraph that what you just say is not true according to this book, according to that reference. It is not the case. And as soon as you're done, they just send another one. Oh, how about this? They never get satisfaction. And that's why I think you should know who are you having the conversation with, especially on social media. Yes, we have to stand up for the truth on social media, but don't waste your time with people that they're niyat and you know that they're not going to learn. They're trolls. That's all they're here for. They want the attention, they want the engagement, they're here to be provocative. They want that controversial reaction. That's all they care for. Don't waste your time with them. Don't give them that time and energy. Give it to someone who's actually confused. Give it to someone who's actually, they want to know and they're looking for the right answer. So this person asked Imam Ali salam, describe me the Prophet, who the Prophet was, his qualities. And Imam Ali salam, in this case, asked him, said, can you count the number of Allah's blessing in this world? And he said, no, I can't. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If you try to enumerate the blessing of Allah, you cannot. And Imam Ali said, how you expect me to give you the Prophet's list of qualities when it comes to dunya and the blessing of dunya, you say that you cannot count them. And Allah said about dunya, مَتَاعُ الدُّنْيَا قَلِيلٌ. That if you look at whatever is on this life, it's very minimal, is small, is insignificant. And even in that small thing, you cannot count it. You cannot keep track of them. But when it comes to Prophet, Allah said, إِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Allah said, we bless you, messenger, with the greatest of akhlaq, with the greatest of character. Allah is describing it azim. How do you expect me to give you a description, a list of qualities of someone that Allah describes as azim? So there's so much to be said about him. That's why we have great works. Many of them, unfortunately, English translation were behind in many levels. There is one written by Allama Ja'far Murtada, which is As-Sahih fi Sirat al-Mustafa. It's basically what he did. He went through all these different narrations that they say this is the way of Prophet's life. This is seerah. This is his lifestyle. This is his tradition. And he collected all the authentic narrations and reports according to chain of narrators and ilm al-hadith. And the total came to, depending on the print, to 12 volumes of just a description of Prophet's qualities. And that's just one scholar's work. There are more than that. So there's so much we can learn from Prophet. One thing I want you to remember, and this is the message of my speech tonight. As a Muslim, we have to spend part of our lives to understand our beliefs, what we believe in. Believe in Allah. If you have any issues in Tawheed, we have to get it resolved. We cannot live without. Living in doubt and skepticism is destructive. We need to somehow get to the answer. If you ask me questions and you don't get the answer you want, find someone else. If one book doesn't give you satisfaction, read another. Allah, and ask Allah to help you to find the answers. You will. There's a promise of Allah. Yahdi man yasha. If somebody wants guidance, Allah promised, guaranteed the guidance. But you have to look for it. Salman al-Farisi, he traveled in search of truth all the way to Sham. There, he lived with a Christian priest for a while. He didn't get the satisfaction. And the priest told him that if what you're looking for is not here, I heard and I read in the prophecies that the messenger of God will come in the place of Ibrahim in Arabia, Arabian Peninsula. If you're looking for someone that is giving you a message after this, which is the next prophet of God, I will look over there. So he came all the way to Hijaz and Arabian Peninsula until he found Prophet. We need to be in search of truth. We don't have to travel to that extent, but we have to give some effort to figure out, okay, I don't understand what it means that Allah is omnipotent. I don't understand the extent of Allah's power, His knowledge. I don't understand what it means that there is destiny, there is qadha, qadar. There is a way to learn. We cannot just say, because I don't figure it out, that's it, so I don't believe in it. It doesn't make sense. The concept of make sense is exaggerated. What we mean by make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. What is sense? Make sense to people is very different. Ask a child, wake up at 6:30 and get ready for school. What they will tell you? Doesn't make any sense. Why should I wake up so early? What's the point of me learning math and all that? It makes no sense. For a teenager is different, from adult is different. For single people, it makes no sense what married people do, right? Why you put yourself in that position? It makes no sense. This makes sense is always changing, it's relative. There are ways that we can actually use reason, aql, which is not relative. Aql and reason follows what is actually is not relative, is objective in many cases. So that's our responsibility. That's why in Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah said, when it comes to Prophet, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the Prophet, there's someone that you can look at him as a role model, as an exemplar, as someone that could be a model of life, as someone that how he lived and I can live according to his values, his principles. But Allah said there are three conditions. If you want to do it, not everybody can benefit from Prophet's character and live like him and use him as a role model. لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُ اللَّهِ. The first is the one who has understanding of Allah. They have hope in Allah. So if somebody's tawheed is not strong enough, is not clear enough, their belief in Allah, they will never benefit from Prophet. It makes no sense to them to go and learn from someone who lived 1400 years ago. I look at some athletes, some rich person, how many videos are out there about successful people waking up early in the morning and doing this. This is their morning routine. This is what they do. Stoics way of life, minimalism. There's so many solutions how to live. And they have their own following. And there's a lot of good points and tips in them as well. And somebody who doesn't have belief in Allah said, okay, I have these prophets. These are the modern day prophets. They tell me how to live as well. Allah said, Prophet is an example. لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُ اللَّهِ. You have to understand what's the role of Allah in your life. وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. You have to understand the meaning of life and the hereafter. Physical life and the spiritual life. Then Prophet will have a role in our lives if we believe in the akhirah. And the third, وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. You have belief in Allah, you believe in the day of judgment, and you maintain it with remembrance of Allah. You used to believe, how many people we used to have in our communities, they used to be very active in our communities, volunteer, teach even in our schools. 5 years later, we don't recognize them. It's not to judge them. They don't want to do anything with religion or us. What happened to them? وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Faith needs maintenance. Talhan Zubair is a personality that he shaved his head as a sign of protest to the Khulafa to defend Imam Ali alayhi salam. He's one of the few who actually dared and was brave enough to stand against the establishment of the time. But even a person like him, years later, we're talking about how many years? More than 2 decades. Later, he is a stand against Imam Ali. Same person. We have to maintain our iman. ذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Always remember, quite often as we can remember Allah. People say, why we celebrate Prophet's birthday? Every year we come and we sit down and we play a Kahoot or Jeopardy or whatever other game. It's repetitive. Why we do it? Yes, we can be a bit creative in the method, but the message is the same message. We cannot really negotiate on the messaging. I cannot talk about something beside Wilad of the Prophet. It's about him. We can talk about different aspects of his life. The necessity of it is that from last year to this year, we change. What we listen to, what we watch, what we are exposed to is affecting us. And this is a way of remembrance. This is a reminder. Every Mawlid, every Muharram is a reminder. ذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. So if we need Prophet to be an example and role model, 3 conditions. So that is something we should do. But tonight, my speech is not about Tawheed, is not about hereafter. These are, alhamdulillah, the lectures, there are classes, the topics that we usually discuss. It's Prophet's birthday. What I want to talk about is after somebody's faith in Allah is, we're not saying it's perfect, but you figured out who Allah is in your life. What's His role? What am I doing? And after we understand our understanding of the hereafter, day of judgment, now the time is what to do, how to live. That's the next step, right? In many lectures, alhamdulillah, I've seen people focus on the aqidah, which we should. But for some of us, inshallah, in the aqidah, we came to a level that there is no doubt for me. It's clear to me what I believe in. But when it comes to the doubt, comes to the what should I do? How should I live? That's the question. And for that, Rasulullah's life is a great example. And believe, many of us, we have the same belief, right? But in action, in performance, we're not doing the same thing. Why is that? Because our understanding of what life is about is not the same. So in a marriage, I talk to people, alhamdulillah, they do their salah, they fast in Ramadan, they give their zakat and khums and everything. But you ask them, what's the role of a couple in a relationship? You'll be amazed. Some of these expectations in marriage if are said in certain circles, they will be takfir, right? Oh, that's what you think? You're living in a different world. You're not even a Muslim. That's what you expect? Men and women. Same Muslim, same practice in worship, but our understanding of expectations of marriage is not the same. What should we do? The best thing to do is always go to the source. The source give us that understanding. Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam as the one who preserved that way of life. That's why Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam are important. Because after Prophet, as I said, Muslims dealt differently. They behaved differently. But Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam always focus was on the Prophet. They asked Imam Ali alayhi salam, you will be the third Khalifa if you follow Quran, you follow Prophet's Sunnah, you follow the Sunnah of Khulafa. He said yes to the first two, no to the third one. Disqualified, not accepted. You know, we talk about Sunnah and the importance of Sunnah. And Prophet said about these two, the third one was a bid'ah, was an innovation, and Imam Ali was disqualified because of it. He said, I will follow Quran, I will follow Sunnah and the way of life of Prophet, nothing else. And if it means for me to lose this position, so be it. The point of this position is to preserve those two. If I'm not going to do that, it's better for me not to be in that position, if that's what you expect of me. So how to live like Prophet? That's the question, right? It's not an easy answer. One thing that is always remind yourself, you know, one of the questions at Jeopardy was, who are the best of people? Khayrukum. There are multiple traditions about khayrukum. Khayr means good. Khayrukum means the best of you, the good of you. There are multiple of them. One is that the khayrukum, the best of you, is the one who is best with his family, the one who treats his family or her family right. That's the best of you. The other one said, khayrukum man ta'allama al-Qur'an wa 'allama, is the one who learns Qur'an and teaches it. The other one said, khayrukum li ahli, the best of you is the one that is best with my family. These are not against each other. These are different pieces of the same puzzle. To be the best of creation, we need all of them. We need to be with Quran, we need to be with Ahlul Bayt, and we need to, from those two, we learn to be best with our own families. They're guiding us toward the same thing. It's not that is either or. They're ands. This and this and this together make you the best of people. But don't confuse ourselves with details. There's one narration that an Arabi or a Bedouin came to Prophet, and he grabbed him by his shoulder and pulled his shirt. Imagine this is prophets of God. And calling him, "Oh Muhammad, teach me something." And Rasulullah, this is khuluq and azim. Prophet looked at him and said, treat others the way you want others to treat you. That's it. What should what a prophet of God, this is the capacity. Again, this is a Bedouin. This is someone who's here for a point and is going to walk away. Young people, when they come to me, I don't give them a long lecture. I try to keep it short. Sheikh Modarres and short lectures, that would be a miracle itself, right? But when young kids, again, one thing, try to keep it simple for them. They don't have that understanding. That's why I'm very grateful that they have this carnival and the activities for them. This platform is not for their age. Is not meant for them. But for the rest of us, it's something that we need, by the way. To sit down for a few minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, sit down, just listen, just receive. We need it. There is that spiritual power of a revival in maw'idha. أحيي قلبك بالموعظة, right? Revive the heart. So, who Rasulullah is, there are many descriptions that we can learn from him. but there are few points that we should know. So in that narration that Imam as-Sadiq showed humility after hearing the name of Prophet, after hearing his companion Abu Harun name his child Muhammad, then Imam as-Sadiq continued after showing respect to the Prophet's name. He said, be more careful with your child and the way you call him, because you name him after Prophet. Similar been said about if you name your daughter Fatima. It's not that if you name him any other name, go at them, do whatever you want. It means when it comes to that name, extra care. When you get angry, don't use that name in a demeaning way. It's very important. It's mustahab when you have a child, regardless of what you name the child. For 7 days is mustahab to call them Muhammad. Mustahab. On the 7th day, you can continue calling them Muhammad if you want, or you can name them the name that you chose before or after. But for 7 names is mustahab. It's like the adhan and iqamah that is mustahab to be recited at the time of birth. Same as with the name of Muhammad. And also for girls is mustahab to call them Fatima for 7 days. Mustahab. On the 7th day, then is aqiqah and the other practices and rituals. There's a beauty in this name that brings that sense of compassion and love. He's the one that is known rahmatan lil alameen. So one thing that happens to religious people is that we have two types of approaches. One approach is everything is serious, right? And I tell you why is everything serious. When I'm as a sheikh, I'm talking here and I said, brothers, there's hell. Everything you do will count. Watch over what you say. Watch over your niyat. Watch over everything. Eventually, this level of focus, it makes us serious, right? You don't see people laughing and joking in the middle of an important test, right? If you have an MCAT or bar exam, people are tense. So sometimes as believers, that happens. As mu'min, because we're so focused on our a'mal and action, that also brings that sense of being overly serious. So Rasulullah knew that. So what he said to his companion, he said, akrah lakum, I dislike it, that us and the mu'mineen to be known as ghilza, as people who are very tough, people who have no sense of humor. Prophet said, I dislike that. That happens. That's the way of life. A mu'min, in the word of Prophet, in the word of Ahlul Bayt, is someone with humor. There's some brothers, I cannot make them laugh with 1,000 jokes. And I'm talking about, of course, halal and good jokes, right? It doesn't matter. No matter what, you just see a blank face. It makes it very tough. It makes it very tough. You know what's the worst feeling in the world? You tell a joke and nobody laughs. I think that one of the punishment of the Day of Judgment, right? Stand here, you're a stand-up comic, say things that nobody's going to laugh. All the angels going to stare you in the eye, right? Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam said, Al-mu'minu al-muda'ib. Mu'min likes to be humorous. Of course, you have laws for it. You know the boundaries. You don't disrespect, you don't insult, you don't ridicule the things that are known in the stand-up comedy and things like that. No, you know how to be funny without making fun of others. You can. That's why it been said about the Prophet, Kana afkahun nas. Afkah with the ka means the one who was one of the most humorous people of his time. Especially lis-sibyan, with kids. Prophet was someone that he would play with kids. They are running around, they ask Prophet to join them, Prophet would join them. We have that one day, these children stopped Prophet and said, you always play with Hassan and Hussein, why you don't play with us? And Prophet stopped playing with them. And after a while, Prophet has to leave, he has to go to masjid, he has other responsibilities. Salman is with him. So he looked at Salman, said, oh Salman, can you go to my house, find something to buy me from these kids? They're in charge of me. They own me now. They ask me to be here. Buy me from them. So Salman went and he found some walnuts with shells and everything. So he brought them, 7 walnuts. So start giving to the kids, and kids, okay, can I leave? This is what I pay you if you let me go. And the children agreed. Good luck giving walnuts to kids right now to let you go. Anything under an iPad, good luck. So we have that Prophet made a joke. What was his joke? He said, look, my brother Yusuf was bought with golds and treasures. I was sold for a few walnuts. Making a joke. أفكه الناس للصبيان والنساء, even with women, with his own family. A mu'min has to know, yes, life is a bridge to akhirah, yes. But a mu'min has more reason not to be cynical, because somebody who doesn't believe in life after death, somebody who believes everything ends here, there's more reason to look at this life and say, okay, it is what it is. I don't have time to waste, I don't have time to fool around. But a mu'min knows this life is temporary. There's more to come. وَإِنَّ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ. The true life is coming. Why are you so serious? Yes, at the time of salah, at the time of the musibah, there's a time for it. But there are moments, as I said, I've seen people hanging out, and I see these faces that every time I look at that face, I remember all the tragedies in the world. Yes, a mu'min's face reminds you of akhirah. But Prophet's face was, what was the quality of Prophet's face? Bashash, Bishr, Bashir, the one with a smile. We have that in our hadith said, a smile is a sadaqah. If you cannot give sadaqah every day, smile. I don't say I practice it all the time. I don't. But I try. Especially when you go somewhere and you, again, on your own, you remember all the tragedies, right? All the problems. But when you go to people, they don't have to share your tragedies with you. They have enough on their own. What you share is that a smile. Simple. Our religion pays attention to the most detailed things. Prophet said when someone walks in for the first time, they are in dahsha in Arabic. Dahsha means they're kind of scared, they're anxious. When somebody walks in, wherever they walk in for the first time, that could be, let's say, like you have a guest over for the first time, could be at the center for the first time, anywhere. So for that person, Prophet said they're dahshatan, they're not comfortable, they're uncomfortable. Prophet said help them, relieve them with a salam. Go to them and say salam. Someone walks in, sometimes I notice they look around, where should I sit? It's very uncomfortable, especially for the first time. It happened to you as well, right? If you, Yasin, of course, this is your spot, this is your space. If you go somewhere else, you're traveling, you went to a different state, first time walking in. Until somebody goes, Assalamu alaikum, brother, sister, how are you? Do you want to sit here with us? Do you want some chai, pani, tea, whatever? It's like that, remove some burden from your shoulders. Suddenly, a simple gesture. And we should pay attention. I understand there are introverts and there are extroverts. I get that. But as a Muslim, we should know if there is an incentive, even an introvert has to push themselves. Because there's a reward. It's not that, okay, you don't feel like, you're not outgoing, you don't like it. That's okay, it's your preference. But there is a thawab. It's a reward for you if you push yourself and you go forward and say salam. You get something out of it. It's a bit uncomfortable, but you get something. Why not? So as a mu'min, remember that. Prophet's warning was that. I don't want you to be known as a ummah, as a follower of a messenger, that they're known for being too serious, or even frowned, or the one that they cannot have a smile. Don't be the one. لو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. This ayah, always go back to this ayah. 159 Surah Al-Imran. Ya Rasulullah, if you were harsh, what is harsh? Sit down. Walk away. Why you left your shoes there? What are you doing? Why are you too loud? Why are you walking so fast? Harsh. لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. People would have scattered from around you. With people, we need to use the akhlaq of Prophet. And I finish with a hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam. So in one description, Imam Ali said to someone who wanted a list of all the qualities of the Prophet, that you're talking about a man that Allah described his character as the great. But to his son, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, Imam actually gave a description. Said, my son, let me tell you how your jad, how your grandfather was. Madkhalihi, how he was in the house. And that will be inshallah what I end with. Madkhal means again when you are in the house with family. And then Imam Ali said, my son, your jad, your grandfather, when he was at the house, when he was whenever home, his time was divided to thalathata ajza. There are 3 parts. This hadith is actually 4 pages long. Is Uyuna Akhbar al-Ridha. And again, my time is just, I picked one piece of this hadith. Because then Imam Ali goes to describe how he was with people, how he was with people who were companions and people who were strangers, with non-Muslims, their description of each. But we just focus on the family. Why? Because family is the most important union at this time we need to focus on. Yes, a center is important, but more important than a center is your family. If your family are not, as I said, لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If your family, they're scattered, that's a warning. You're not doing something right. You should bring them together. Are you doing something not right? Are you too serious, too strict, too loose? What is it? Why things are falling apart? In an organization, when you look at any other organization, either there are people too strict, too controlling, that organization start to collapse eventually. They're too loose and chaotic and everybody does whatever they want, again, will collapse. You need balance. In family, you need balance as well. So Imam Ali said, your jad, your grandfather would divide his time to 3 parts. Juz'un lillah, 1 part for Allah. When you're home, center is not the only place we do religious thing. We do things at home as well. Juz'un lillah. Your children has to see you pray. Don't go in a room, I don't want to do riyah. Again, please, don't go to the riyah and boasting and show off. And in your house, pray in front of your kids. Let them see you. It's perfectly fine. Oh, I feel comfortable. I feel more focused. You need your house to be a place of worship. Yes, it's good to have a musalla, one specific place, but also it's recommended to change it. It brings barakah to the different part of your house when you pray in different parts. So juz'un lillah, 1 part has to be for Allah. It's not that, okay, only Allah in the masjid, only at the center. When you come home, none of that. No, there's stuff at home. Our children love Christmas because they are off and they get gifts and prizes. Mawlid al-Nabi, what was the great celebration at home? That's all they care for. You make a big deal, is a big deal to them. Buy them gifts and prizes, they'll remember it, I promise you. Put some balloons up, decorated, put some anashid, just juz'un lillah. That's the way, the condition. If you ask any of our, even the grown-ups, it's nothing. It's not evil or demonic or any of that. Even adults here, I know very religious kids, alhamdulillah, married now. So you know, whenever I remember Christmas, what I remember? What do you remember? Don't tell me the negative stuff. Tell me the good things. What do you remember with the Christmas time? Number 1, no school. Off. So more time with family. No work. Kids don't have school. together. What else? What is it? Happiness. It's a happy occasion, right? It's about happiness. There's hot chocolate, right? There are all these jolly and sensing. For me, it didn't exist, but for the kids who grew up here, it is a big deal. For some culture, it could be Nowruz, right? Something else. Juz'un lillah. Make part of the time that you are in the household for Allah. Part of it. Second, juz'un li ahli. Imam Ali said, my son Hussein, your grandfather Rasulullah, he had a part of his time with his family, just family. There are brothers who are just missing. Their sisters are missing. What are you doing? No family time. Dua ahad, dua samad, dua kumail, dua nutbah. There's so many du'as, right? If you open Mafatihul Janan, there's dua from the morning all the way to the evening. It was never meant to be recited that way. It's not like Quran that you start from beginning and go to the end. Rather, it was an encyclopedia, right? What letter you need, what day of the week, what hours, what month, go and this is the amal for it. Go for it. We need a time with family. One of our issues is that as soon as we try to talk with each other, what happens? Because we didn't do it, we don't have practice. After a few minutes of talk, we start arguing. 5 minutes, the fight happens. So what's the solution? Let's not even talk. Like everything else, talking needs practice as well. You have to talk, disagreement, argument, again, pass it on, fight, again, do all that. Eventually you learn things. Avoidance is never the key. And Prophet knows better than anyone. Prophet's family were not, some of them, easy to live with. They were jealous of Prophet's dead wife, Hazrat Khadija, and complained to him, why you mention her name? And how Prophet would react? With kindness, with sabr, with patience. It's responsibility to be patient on both sides, men and women. Juz'un li ahli. Give time. Everything. Turn off, and by the way, we are, again, I'm guilty. I'm not saying I'm not. Okay, I have time for you. I'm looking at, okay, yeah, I'm listening. This is not juz'un li ahli. Juz'un li ahli is that everything aside, okay, let's talk. No distraction. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. We don't do that. I'm referring to people such as myself. Because there's so much happening in our life. Our life are, mashallah, filled with responsibilities. We try to help others. We try to think of a future. And we're losing the present. And then the third one, Imam Ali said, Prophet juz'un li nafsih. Part of the time at home was for himself. You need the time for yourself. Take care of yourself. Trim your beard. Sisters, take care of what you need to do, your physical health, whatever it is. For men, take care of yourself. Beauty is not just for men or women, it's for both. Take care of yourself. Look good, why not? For your family, you should look good. And we hear over and over that Prophet was someone who took care of himself. He was known for that. He was not someone with brands and luxury brands and, all the tickets and price tags on his clothing item, but he was a sharp dresser. What he would wear it clean and sharp. That's why Imam al-Hussein, when he was going to the battle, he asked to wear something under his armor. We know the musibah, right? He said, my sister, don't give me something too tight or too loose. Because either of them, it doesn't bring honor. Too tight is someone who's miserable. Too loose, somebody again who's not paying attention to their body and to their look and to their dhahir. Give me something that fits right. And this is the Imam saying, leaving for battle for shahadat. Juz'un li nafsi. Inshallah, that's enough for today. There's so much to learn, as I said. The summary of what we talked about, again, I always want you to think of every speaker. What did I learn tonight? And just, you can take notes, you can write it or not, or you can save a voice memo for yourself later on, whatever it is. Because I took away 50 minutes of your life. You're not going to get it back. You lost it. But you can say, okay, in that 50 minutes, I learned few things. Not from me, from the teachings of the Prophet, from Hadith, from Quran. The first, as I said, if you need Prophet to be the example, we want him to actually have that importance in our lives. We need to fix our aqeedah in Allah, in Day of Judgment, and maintain our faith. Then the greatness of the Prophet will come in its place. Allah and the Messenger of Allah. And after our aqeedah and our belief is set right, and we maintain it, then it is our responsibility to learn the way of life from Prophet. And what he taught us, from what I was able to share with you, number one, remember, mu'mineen and believers, you need humor, you need afkahun nas, you need to be funny sometimes. You need to let go of things sometimes. Knowing to make somebody happy, and even children happy, is an ibad, is an act of worship. Don't call it a waste of time. Don't say, I'm too old for it. The second lesson from the teaching of the Prophet is the hadith. And we have to be mindful of our families. When you go home, bring Allah to home with yourself. Bring celebrations, joy of remembrance of Allah in home. Don't let people remember Allah and ibadat all with sadness and seriousness. You could remember Allah with joy as well. And the wilad and the mawlid is a time of that. And then we need a time with family, exclusively for them. And then you need a time for yourself, to take care of yourself, to maintain yourself. That balance, inshallah, will help you to be able to maintain your family and, inshallah, have a good relationship, inshallah, with your family members, with your children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us the tawfiq of following the way of life and the teaching of the Prophet and his immaculate progeny, Ahlul Bayt. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten return of Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, and help us to be among his true awaiters and the true followers of Imam of our time. May Allah bless all those who are mareed, those who are ill, with immediate shifa, healing and recovery. And may Allah bless the soul of all of our marhumeen of all the participants, and marhumeen of the sponsors of the majlis, for the soul of all marhumeen, for the shifa of the mareed. Please recite Surah Fatiha with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay.
Please rise for a ziyarah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allah. السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا نبي الله يا خير خلق الله يا خاتم النبيين يا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام على سبطي الرحمة وإمامي الهدى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. السلام على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين زين العابدين ومحمد بن علي الباقر وجعفر بن محمد الصادق وموسى بن جعفر الكاظم وعلي بن موسى الرضا ومحمد بن علي التقي الجواد وعلي بن محمد الهادي النقي وعلى حسن بن علي العسكري الزكي. السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا خليفة الرحمن يا إمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, as you know, in these days of celebration, there are multiple nikah and wedding in our community. We are happy for all those newlywed couples. May Allah inshallah bring khair and blessings.